Hey guys, how you doing? Today we're going to be having a look at the riffs from Solway Firth by Slipknot. The tuning for the song is going to be drop B, that is drop D tuned down 3 half steps. However, I'm sporting light gauge strings on this guitar, so I'm going to be showing you how to play this in drop D exactly as it would be played in drop B. So with that in mind, guys, let's have a look at the first riff. Alright guys, so when the guitars come in, there's going to be a little bit of a power slide leading into the main riff, so we're technically just going to do for the first riff plays, and that's just on the 6th string up and then down. Doesn't really matter where you're sliding to. It's best that if you kind of do cross the 12th fret with that upward slide before you slide back down. Alright, now the riff actually goes like this. Alright, pretty simple and dirty. We're going to be doing the low 6th string power chord. Then we're going to be chugging now, palm muted, the 6th and the 5th string, both open. We're going to do that twice. And then we're going to have, that's going to be a hammer on from 3 to 5 and then from 3 to 6 on the 6th string. Alright, so we're going to repeat that little part 3 times, so we'd have. Now after the 3rd time, you're going to hit 6 and pull off to 3, and then you hit 5 and you pull off to 3, so we'd have linking it up with the part before. Alright, now with your free pinky, or ring finger, doesn't really matter, slide into 8 of the 5th, pull off to 5. So, and then finally a pull off from 6 to 5 on the 6th string. Alright, so to recap, alright guys, now after that we're gonna have this riff. Alright, so this is going to be pretty simple. We have the first part, which is going to be repeating lots of the time. And it's going to be just the open 6th string power chord yet again. And then you want to do the same idea we had from before, just power chord and the 2 chugs. Now we're going to hit 1 on the 6th. And then open, so we'd have. Alright, now we're going to have some tremolo picking. It's going to be on the 4th string. We're going to go 5, 4, and then we'll hit 5 on the 5th string and just immediately slide out of it. Let me show you how that goes. Alright, I won't really worry exactly how much you're hitting each note. You can just kind of like, if you're playing along with the song, you can just sync up to that. Alright, now you're going to repeat this twice. Alright, so we'd have. Now this time what you're gonna do, the 3rd time, you're not gonna tremolo pick 5, 4 and then play 5 on the 5th. You're gonna kind of shift up a bit. Now we're gonna be doing 8, 7 on the 4th, and we're gonna do 8 on the 5th as that note that we're gonna slide out of. So what we have right now goes like this. Alright, we're gonna do this twice, just like we did the thing from before. So kind of, again, to kind of like give you the full picture, here's how it goes. Everything so far for this riff. Alright, now after that, to wrap up this part, we're just gonna hit kind of like a little inverted power chord. It's gonna be on the 4th string 7 and on the 3rd string 7 as well, and you just want to hit that and mute everything afterwards. So alright, so we'd have, and that would lead us into kind of like the little clean part. Now the clean part is gonna be pretty simple. If you actually want to play, there's gonna be kind of some rest at the beginning, but then you're just gonna do those 2 notes. And how that's going is quite simply 3 on the 3rd and then 2 on the 3rd. Alright, and that's pretty much that. Alright guys, now let's have a look at everything slowly with some tabs. Alright guys, now we're gonna have the little octave part, and here's how it goes. Alright, now the very first time it plays after the clean part, it's gonna be kind of cut off, like there's not gonna be that last extra stroke that's gonna be there every other time you play it. Alright, so we're gonna be doing the 3rd fret on the 5th string, octave. You wanna hit that 4 times. If you don't know what an octave is, we're going to be doing the 3rd fret on the 5th, and the 5th fret on the 3rd, and the 4th string in between is going to be muted with the flesh of your index finger. Alright, you hit that both those notes, and that's the octave shape, you just move it around. So we're going to do it on the 3rd fret of the 5th string 4 times. And now we're going to go up an octave to the 15th fret of the 5th. We're only gonna do 3 hits over there, so we'll have. And now we're gonna go back to the 13th fret, and we're gonna strum there, and at the end you just wanna kind of give it a hit and cut it off. So we'll have. Alright, every other time you'll do that last stroke instead of just cutting it off, so you'll have. Alright, so now what's gonna happen after the initial is that we're gonna have this little riff playing. And as you can see, I played the octave part without cutting it off at the end. That's how kind of this is the repetitive chunk of the riff. It's going to be this riff played 3 times. And then we'll do the octave melody afterwards. And you will just repeat that over again. Now, what this part is going is that we're going to do on the 6th string. In fact, it's all on the 6th string. I'm going to do open, 2, 3, and then open. And now we're going to do the 1st fret 3 times. And now we're going to do the open for a total of 9 times. So we'll have. And then after that you just start it over again. So we'd have. So you would just repeat that 3 times as you just saw, and then you would play the octave melody, which you would just kind of, like I said, you don't cut it off at the end. You will do that last extra hit. Alright guys, now we have a riff that's technically a little bit of a variation of a riff we had from before. You know, the riff right now is going to be kind of a variation of that. And here's how it's going to go. And that's the whole riff. So basically, it's just going to be 2 kind of parts that are going to repeat over and over, and the second part is pretty much the same as the first part, just 1 note is different. Alright, so here's how the first part goes slowly, and then I'll kind of break it down to you. We're gonna start off the same way as we had from the riff that kind of resembles this. We're gonna do open, 2, and then 3, open. Now when we hit 1, we're kind of gonna hold it there for a bit. We're gonna slide it up an octave slowly. We kind of want to get the feel for that. Once you slide to the 13th fret, you are gonna play the open again. So once again. Alright, now the last part of it. It's gonna go 12 open, 13 open, 10 open, and then 12. So, alright, so to recap, now at this point you're gonna go back to the beginning and you're gonna repeat the exact same shit, except now instead of going to 13, you're gonna go to 15. So we'd have at the end. Alright, so let me show you the second part. Back to back. Alright, and that's pretty much the riff. You just repeat it on and on until you move on to the next riff. Alright guys, now the outro is going to be pretty much a variation of the riff that we earlier on had two variations of. So this one's going to be kind of a mix of the two. Let me show you how it goes. Alright, so we're going to be starting off the same as the first variation. That is, there's not going to be any weird slides. You're just going to start off 0, 2, 3, and then you're going to go back to open. Alright, now we're gonna go to the first fret and we're gonna hit that 3 times, so. Alright, now at this point you're gonna hit the open and hold it there for a second, so we have. Alright, now you're gonna do this, which is kind of taken from the second variation that we earlier had, so 12 open, 13 open, 10 open, and then 12. You would then repeat everything again, and the second time instead of 13 you're gonna do 15, just like as we had earlier on. So the whole riff, the outro riff, alright, you would repeat that on and on and on. At the very end, when the song's about to end, you're gonna do this. So what we're doing here is, in power chords now, we're gonna do 0, 2, 3, open, and now we're gonna hit 1, but we're gonna hold it at the 1 for a bit, and then we'll hit the open, and that's pretty much the end of the song. Just let that shit ring out. And that's pretty much the outro. Alright guys, let's have a look at the breakdown riff, and we're going to be starting off doing these exotic octaves when you kind of want to vibrato those to really shake them. So we're going to have the 5th fret of the 5th string octave. We're going to do that twice. Now we're going to hit the 6th fret on the 6th string power chord. Now we're going to hit the open power chord. You're going to let that ring out, then you're going to have this little cool genty part that's gonna be very occurrent in this section, so keep this in mind. You're gonna repeat this part a lot. Alright, so what we're doing here essentially is the 6th fret on the 6th string is gonna be all palm muted and all on the 6th string. We're gonna hit the 6th fret twice, and then the 5th fret once, 3rd fret once, so we have, and now the open, and then the 3rd fret again. We're gonna do that whole thing twice, so we'd have. Alright, so right after we do that, we're gonna go back to the very first part, but now there's gonna be a little bit of an addition to it. So we'll have, as you can see, I've added the first fret of the 6th string power chord. Now that's what's going on, is after you do the open, you're not gonna just let it ring out to the end of the measure, you're gonna hit the 1st fret of a 6th string power chord after that. So after that, you just kind of go to the little genty part again. You just repeat that thing as a whole. So that's pretty much what's going on in this bridge riff. At some point, it's just going to repeat again, but the little octaves in between, they're pretty much what's going to happen when, you know, kind of like the wah pedal effect comes in on the little octave part, the little... It's still the exact same shit. You're playing the exact same thing. You just keep playing it over and over again. The only thing that's gonna change is that there's gonna be a wah effect, and when you're gonna play those, you don't want to play the 6th fret and the open in power chords. Just do. All right. All right. And that's pretty much that. That's the entire breakdown riff. All right. So you'll have the first riff, you just repeat it exactly as it is, and then after that there's going to be some wah effects on it. You could just, if you don't have a wah, just keep playing the riff you're playing again over and over again. Alright, and that's pretty much that. At the end, you're just going to let that chord ring out. Alright? Alright guys, so the next riff is pretty technical. Here's how it's gonna go. This is the first part of it. Alright, so what we're gonna be doing there is that we are gonna be hitting, there's gonna be a lot of tremolo picking here on the low open 6th string. And what we're gonna be doing at first, we're gonna do it for a total of 8 times. Alright, if you're starting this on a downstroke, you would technically end on an upstroke, so when you hit the note, that's going to be 5 on the 5th string afterwards. It's going to be with a downstroke, alright? So we'll have... Now after that, we're going to hit the low open 6th string again. We're going to hit 7, low open, 8, low open, 7, and then low open, and then 5. So we'll have... Alright, now after that, 8 on the 6, and then low open, and then 7, and then low open. So far we have... Alright, now after that 7, we're gonna do 6 alternating palm mutes, so we're gonna do... And then we're going to do the 10th fret on the 6. So all together. Now after that, what we're going to do is yet another 6 alternating palm mutes. So right after the... We're going to do 6 palm mutes, and then we'll have... And that's going to be... First up, we're going to be chugging in palm mutes. I'm kind of going to use my 3 fingers here to do this. The 3rd, the 2nd, and the 1st. And we're going to do 6, 5, 3, 5 palm muted. I'm chugging down on the 6th and the 5th string here. And power chords. And then we have... It's going to be a slide from 6 to 5 on the 6th string in power chords. And from 3 to 5 also in power chords. So far we have... And now we're going to do pretty much exact same rhythmic idea. Exactly, we're just going to be switching out a couple of few frets. So what we're going to be doing, technically, instead of doing... We're going to do this. Alright, so what we're going to do here, I'm just going to tell you the notes that are going to change on the 5th string. Everything else, you know, as far as like the palm muting on the low open 6th string and the whole rhythmic idea is exactly still the same. We're just switching around a couple of frets. So we're going to be doing 5, 7, 8, 7, 5, and then 10. So let me show you how that goes. and then 7. Alright. And then at that point, after you do the 6 palm mutes, you're gonna do 8. So that would be instead of what was 10 on the 6th string. So let me show you how it goes. Alright, so after that you're gonna do yet another 6 palm. It's just like we had from before. Now when you get to the part that was, you're gonna do this. So the little palm mutes are gonna go 8, 7, 5, 7. And then the slidey phrase is going 10, 8, and then 7, 8. Alright, now after that, what we're gonna do is, again, we're still repeating the same rhythmic idea. Now we're gonna do the same little idea over here that we had from the first time. So when we get to the little chugging part, what we're gonna do is 7, 5, 3, 5. Alright, you can do it like this with as far as the fingering. Alright, then you want to do a slide from 7 to 5 and then from 3 to 5. So again, like I said, it's the same thing as before. We're just switching out the kind of the frets here. So this third part will go like this. Alright, now the last part is gonna have, again, it's the same idea at the first, but we're gonna be changing up some frets. So as we're going, we're gonna go 5, 7, 8, 7, 5, and then after that we're gonna go to 13 and then 12. So let me show you. Alright, then after the 6 alternating strokes, you're gonna do 15. So. And now after that, the chugging is gonna go like. So we're gonna be doing 6, 5, 3, 5, and then 6, 5, and then we're gonna hit 1. So. And that would be pretty much it. And that, guys, is pretty much the entirety of this riff. Let's have another look at it slowly with some tabs. Alright, guys, I hope you enjoyed this lesson for the riff from Solway Firth by Slipknot. Be sure to check out our Patreon page in the description below. You can get some extra benefits and you can support us to keep making these riff and soul lessons. If you have any requests, leave it in the comments below. And other than that, happy shredding.